Wow, I was muted the whole time, and so was my audio? Ah! Well, you haven't missed much. I hate myself. Just keep that in mind. But anyway, point is, oh, I can't believe I did that. They're just figuring out what to do. He's gonna go to Garlemald. He's gonna go
I
with
don't believe we've met.
She just came in to make sure everyone's okay.
Really? It's so easy to assume that all Archons are acquainted. But then I suppose your fields of expertise are rather different.
Grahatir, at your service. I have read much and more about your exploits, Commander. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
Likewise. The others told me all about you.
Do not be so sure. Words scarcely do justice to the vital role he played in our victory in the first. A more dependable comrade one would be hard-pressed to find.
Oh, right. I did glance at the report. But I'd be lying if I said I understood half of it.
What was that face? He's just like, are you an idiot? Here, let me explain it in layman's terms. She'd be like, I still don't get it. I don't understand. This is very fucking weird.
Well, that's a lot to take in. Just to be clear, this means we're not heading for another calamity, does it?
See what I mean?
Shorn of their unsundered master's leadership, what Ascians remain shall struggle to see their plans to fruition. And though I would ever advise caution, I believe we may rest easy for a time.
I'll take that as a yes. Even so, I don't know what to make of this business about Hydaelyn and Zodiac being primals.
A difficult truth to bear, yes. But at last we understand the nature of our adversary. And if there are no further calamities, neither will there be rejoinings, meaning Zodiac will never regain his full strength. Even so, as the oldest and mightiest of primals, he remains a force to be feared. Though his is a power born of the desire for salvation, we have seen the havoc it may wreak, and it falls to us to ensure that it is never again brought to bear upon this star.
But tell us, Lys, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit?
What do you mean? Isn't seeing my long-lost comrades reason enough? Alright, there was one other matter. I have a message from the Alliance, and before you ask, yes, it's about the Empire. So, after Emperor Varys' assassination, it seems his cousin Nerva made a bid for the throne. The trouble is, he wasn't the only one with designs on it, and it didn't take long for a civil war to break out. And it's not just in the provinces. Early reports say huge swathes of the Imperial capital have been reduced to rubble.
Jesus.
The Alliance will soon convene in Alamigo to decide on a course of action, and we were hoping you'd come along.
Well, as it happens, Urianger and I were just this moment planning a little trip to Garlemald, and we should be grateful for any advice the Alliance can provide on how best to make the most of our visit.
To Alamigo, then.
Why don't you go on without me? There's something I need to look into.
Ah, forgive me. You were just telling us. What is it, if I may ask?
I want to find a way to cure the Tempered.
Of course. You think it may be possible to adapt the treatment you use to help those corrupted by the Sin Eaters?
I'm sorry, a cure for tempering? But that would change everything. Alize, consider yourself uninvited. Go and find us this cure.
I'll do my best. I was hoping you might join me. Don't worry if not, though. I won't hold it against you if you'd rather attend a stuffy meeting.
I like stuffy meetings. I want to know. I want to know what this answer is.
Rest assured, there'll be many, many more. Go on, lend Alize a hand.
Okay.
I'll come too. If you don't mind, that is.
Sure.
Mind? I'm sure they would be glad of your company. Pray, enjoy your time together with your hero.
Bro, you don't have to throw... What is up with your Stola
Why,
throwing people under
no,
buses?
No, that's not... I mean, I simply thought my knowledge might be of some use.
She did this shit... I mean, she was a little more aggressive with Thancred. Back in, Raktika? Or whatever. Like, she just kind of threw him under the bus in front of everybody. And then she does it again with Grahatia with a more playful sense, but it's still kind of like, bro, can you stop embarrassing people in front of everyone? You're just being a bitch. Like...
We shall be on our way then. Godspeed.
Alright, before we do anything, I did change some system settings. There we go. Alright. When I set out to save Halric, I think Gabu was the one at the back of my mind, and having proved that the light corrupted are not lost, I'm convinced that the same can be true of the tempered. Similar to those corrupted by the Sin Eaters, the ether of Gabu's soul has been rendered stagnant. And though the root cause is different, perhaps the solution is the same. It is by no... Oops. You literally just heard your voice and I don't know it. It is by no means an unreasonable hypothesis, Alize, and it warrants full investigation. If there is a chance that we can save Gabu, then we have to try. But however much I'd like to race over to Limsa and set to work, there's no room for recklessness. Not when a child's life is at stake. As I'm sure Becklug would remind us, we still know little and less about the soul. Any number of things could go wrong if we don't exercise due caution. And so before attempting anything, we should learn all we possibly can about tempering. There's just one problem. Research into the condition has long since ground to a halt, and the combined work of many scholars involved doesn't exactly amount to the wealth of knowledge. Not of any modern scholar, perhaps, but what of an ancient counterpart? I know the Alligans took the Alligans took a more than passing interest in the subject. And if what we seek is to be found anywhere, it would surely be at the Ethochemical Research Facility. Where they experimented on primals and their worshippers, yes? Good thinking. I've never actually been myself, but I did read reports on Alice Law, which means we will be needing an airship. An airship, you say? Meet me at the northern bank of the Silver Tear Lake. I've got a little surprise for you. Oh, and come prepared to travel. Oh, we were in there? I guess we don't go to the solar anymore, huh? I don't know if this is gonna be a 1 part or 2 parts, but I'm doing this on the same day that I have my stream. So I don't know. I think it depends how long this is. I don't think it's gonna be that long though. It's over here. I give you the Bonanza, the Scion's very own ship. I built her in the company project as a company project with the help of our friends at the Rising Stones, and named her for luck and prosperity. Oops. Our garments were impressive enough, but to build an entire ship, I see the annals did not exaggerate the many talents of the Scion's fabled coinkeeper. I'd also like to introduce myself as your pilot, except the training didn't go as quite well as I hoped. That's alright, because I hired this capable fellow here instead. The Bonanza is equipped with full complement of manicators. By the way, feel free to use them to get around Alice Law. But enough talk, time to fly. All aboard! That is not Tatari's voice, and I apologize. Honestly, Sid would be jealous the way the airship flies. Tatara has outdone herself. Anyway, here we are on Alice Law, and Alphina's report did not do the scale of this place justice. This place is pretty huge. This appears to be the helix, which means we stand in the Alpha quadrant. To the east lies the Beta quadrant, and yes, I believe I have my bearings. Though this is my first time on Alice Law, I do have some familiarity with this place thanks to the records of the Crystal Tower. Unless I am mistaken, this path leads to the Aetheryte, beyond which there will be an information terminal. I suggest we begin our research there. Blech. What's that red in the crystal? I just realized there's red in this crystal. Oh. Huh. I never noticed. And here's the terminal. A moment while I search the archives for references of tempering. And there we go. Iconic corruption. An overview. That sounds promising. Indeed. Let us see what this report has to say. Confound it. The components appear to be deleted. What? No! Isn't there something we can do? Not from here, I'm afraid. But it may be that another copy of the report exists somewhere? The question is where to look. It says the report was written by someone named Owen. Is it likely that he kept a copy? I would say that there's a distinct possibility. Assuming he was the researcher here, he would have had quarters on the Habisphere. We can ascertain the details at the Habisphere Control. Let us return to the Bonanza and avail ourselves of the mana cutters. We will need them to reach our destination. I forget, you already have a suitable means of transport, don't you? No need to waste your time accompanying us back to the ship, then. We'll see you there at the Habisphere. Sure. Alright. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I'll tie her up. Oops. Right here, right? Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Alrighty. If the late Owen did indeed have a chamber here, this node would be able to tell us its number. There. From what I recall of its layout, it should be somewhere in the vicinity of... Warning. An evacuation order is presently in effect. Entry to the Habisphere is not permitted at this time. Foiled again. In all likelihood, the order would have been imposed during the Fourth Umbral Calamity, and I doubt it will be lifted in the near future. Energy level critical. Returning to base for recharging. Well, surely there must be some other way to gain access. Force, for example? Ere we resort to that, I have an idea. Were we to send a surge of energy through the yonder control mechanism, it should prompt the system to restart, releasing the locks. As for a suitable energy source, a concentrated lightning shard might suffice. Happily, it seems I seem to recall that there are known to form in points of stagnant ether throughout the continent. You seem to recall? Are you honestly telling me that was in the records too? I am. A report sent to the capital mentioned the lightning aspected ether was prone to pooling on the continent, resulting in surges that interfered with the equipment. A minor detail, I grant you, but in my role of caretaker of the Crystal Tower, there was no such thing as too much Allegan knowledge. Besides, my studies helped me feel connected to the source, to home. I must have explored this facility 1,000 times in my mind. To finally stand here with the two of you, 'tis more exhilarating than I can express. Now then, lightning shard, if I may, I suggest we split up and search the Beta Quadrant. Oh, but Be aware of sprites. They are wont to manifest where the ether is stagnant. And now you're just showing off. Which makes me think Which makes me think we should make a contest of this. The first to return here with a shard wins. What do you say? Oh, very well. It would be my honor to come third. How do I get in? Okay. Oh, I still have to collect it. Damn. Bravo! That was quite a show, adventurer. Why, the spectacle proved so enthralling that all thoughts of the prize slipped my mind. I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations, the lightning shard is yours. Ugh, you remember that. In my defense, I was caught up in the moment. It isn't every day you meet an honest-to-good hero, after all. Well, the contest continues. And you had better hurry back. Ah, but one last thing. Thank you, Ryoyo, for bringing me here. Over here. It appears Alise had no luck, so victory is yours. Congratulations. Now then, may I have the shard? Sure. What is it that makes you so much better at finding things? What do you have that I don't? A map that tells me where things are at? That is a question I too have asked myself on numerous occasions. I suspect we could both learn a great deal from Ryoyo. And not only about the secrets of adventuring, but come, we should attend to our mission. Excellent. The system responded exactly as intended. Now we have access to the Havosphere. Only one obstacle remains. The security system within. Should they be triggered, they could make life rather difficult for us. In light of which, I pray leave the rest to me. If I am right, my royal blood should allow me to venture in unmolested. Sure. Assuming this place works like the Crystal Tower, yes, but if it doesn't, you'll be on your own. I want you to promise that you'll get out of there the first sign of trouble. I promise. Wish me luck. Well, nothing to do but sit tight. It's true. Gonna grab something real quick. Hold on, I'm just trying to... grab something. There we go. It's just the quest line, so I know when to stop. Alright. I'm sure this Owen fellow was very learned, but iconic corruption and overview sounds like a studium thesis. We all had to write one. At least you wonder, mine was about the combat applications of ether. I'm nothing if not practical. Alphino's was more philosophical, of course. Political, I dare say. He chose to write a lengthy discourse on our nation's duty to the world. A controversial subject, to say the least. He asserted that Charlene's knowledge should rightly be used to protect all life on the star, in direct opposition to the country's cherished policy of non-intervention. Being a leading member of the Forum, our father was not happy. At the time, of course, Alphino was utterly convinced that his views would cheerfully argue the death... Were utterly convinced of his views and would cheerfully argue to the death with anyone who saw things differently. By which means the rows were long. To be fair to him, though, he since then learned to be a little more open-minded, but deep down he still holds fast to that one belief, and I admire that for him. I should have liked to have met the young Alphino. For what it's worth, my thesis concerned the Allegan civilization as depicted in folklore. Oh, you're back. I didn't know you attended the studium. I didn't. The thesis was required to earn my Archon's mark. My peers at the Students of Beldesion convinced me to write one with the promise of unfettered access to forbidden tomes. Though I considered it no more than a means to an ends at the time, I'll admit it was gratifying to have my efforts acknowledged. Good gods, an Archon's thesis. I shudder to imagine the work involved. But enough about that. Is this the fruit of your foray? Oh yes. Owen's archive node. It was waiting for me in his chamber. There's a hair on my face and I can't get rid of it. But it's tickling my skin. If a copy of his report still survives, it would be stored on this device. Shall we find out? Initializing. Scanning for registered user. User not found. To proceed as a guest, please complete biometric authentication. Verifying. Authentication complete. Guest identified as a member of the royal family. I am at your most humble service, your highness. It never ceases to amuse me. It is a pity the effect will not last forever. Daga and Yunai said as much when they granted me this gift, but until such time it fades, I shall use it gratefully. It didn't fade in 100 years, so I think you're good. Search archives for iconic corruption. 1 item found, iconic corruption, an overview. The report is locked by the author. Please state password. Well then, Your Highness. Tell the nice node the password. Right, let's see. Glory be to Adlag. Long live Emperor Zan. Password incorrect, please try again. Confound it. Come on, passwords are inevitably short and simple, for instance. Password. It would be funny. The notion that the password could be something so inane would be laughable, were it not dangerously stupid. Furthermore, your conduct in the presence of His Highness is grossly inappropriate. Know your place, handmaiden. Oh! What did that thing just call me? Well, Rose. Password incorrect. Again, be warned, any further inappropriate behavior in the presence of His Highness will not be tolerated. That's alright, that's it. I say we dismantle it and manually extract what we need. Now. Let's not be too hasty. A single misstep and we could risk losing the report altogether. I believe this may be a task for Sid and his colleagues. If anyone can coax the machina into cooperating, it's them. That's right! We got fucking nerds on our side! Come, let us bear the node back to the Rising Stones. Sock is falling on. Money! My shoe also fell off. I wear slippers because my floor is cold. I should probably mention that I have yet to meet Sid since waking up. Rambros did send word to the ironworks, but it seems that our friend has been afield on urgent business. Nonetheless, I assure you my proposal to seek his help is no pretext, however much I might look forward to seeing him again. Him and everyone, but come, let us be on our way. Look at him, all but running. How sweet. Still, it wouldn't do to keep him waiting, shall we? Oh, we just have to go to the Rising Stones? Nice. Wonderful news, Rio. Tataru contacted Sid on our behalf, and he is on his way here, even as we speak. While we wait, I should very much like to hear what transpired at the Alliance Council. Would you be so kind, Cryo? As you know, the meeting was convened to discuss how best to respond to recent events in Garlemald. According to the intelligence from our Doman allies, the War of Succession rages on, and the Empire remains without a leader. Amidst the chaos, the Imperial legions in the Providence have begun to move independently of the motherland. Of greatest concern to us is Illid, a region aligned with Lord Nerva. It appears they have received substantial financial backing from the House Brutus. I don't know what that means. What is Brutus? Brutus? But aren't they the ones that took in Yotsuyu and Asahi? This bodes well. Xenos' movements, meanwhile remain shrouded in mystery. We're hoping that Thancred and Urianger will be able to shed some light on the activities of which when they return. Until such a time that they do, the Allied leaders feel it would be unwise to interfere in the conflict, and so thanks to part on the Imperial withdrawal from the Gimlet, they have decided to turn their attention on the primal problem once more. Working with friendly factions among the beast tribes, they hope to reopen dialogue and explore new avenues for peace. Given the timing, I suspect they will want to put their respective houses in order ahead of the decisive clash with the Empire. Whatever their intent, this is not a problem easily solved. The Lemenzins, in particular, struggle in the efforts, and Alphino and Y'shtola have been called upon to aid them. So long as we're dealing with the Tempered, I'm afraid no amount of dialogue will avail us. But if we can develop a treatment for tempering, then anything is possible. Which is why we must succeed. And on that cheery note, why not make yourselves comfortable in Dawn's respite? I'll show Sid in as soon as he arrives. Sure. Sid. Forgive us for not coming to see you sooner. As you may have heard, we've had our hands full. In our defense, you are up rather early. I was under the impression you'd be slumbering a while longer. Oh, I would have been, had you not fulfilled your promise. I still struggle with that idea. From where I stand, the secrets of traversing time and space seem exactly as unfathomable as they ever were. But if an alternate version of myself had already laid them bare, I dare say that frees me up to concentrate on other endeavors. Speaking of which, you wanted my time with something. You wanted my help with something, not time. Well, the treatment for tempering. And for the next step, you need to find a password to this Allegan's report. Just so. With an area clue to guide us, we would be here forever if still not guessing correctly. And thus we turn to you. Well, I'd love to say that we could help you, so I will. Once suitably configured, the Magitech terminal should make short work of identifying a password. I knew I could rely on you. Now, anticipating that it might be of use, I took the liberty of borrowing a tombstone from Rabo's, and it contains an Allegan dictionary. Good thinking. I'll transfer the information to the terminal and set to work right away. Ding. Oh, looks like it's finished. Let's see. Freedom. The password is freedom. Huh. Short and simple. Just as I said. Would you care to do the honors, Your Highness? I would, my lady. Node. Open the report entitled Icon Corruption and Overview. Password, freedom. Password, accepted. Opening, report. This report seeks to provide an overview of the mechanism by which icons corrupt and bind men to their will. The phenomenon we call corruption refers to the altercation of the ether of the soul. Said ether ordinarily exists in equilibrium, no one element being more prominent than the other. But when the subject is exposed to the ether of an icon, this changes their soul, taking on the properties of the entity in question. By way of example, exposure to the ether of the fiend Sephiroth would cause the subject's ether to be aligned with the element of earth. As a consequence, the subject would attain heightened affinity with earth-aspected magics, as well as preternatural levels of endurance. Repeated exposure would further enhance these traits, ultimately altering the subject's very flesh. The changes undergone by the subject are not solely attributable to elemental alignment. However, further testing has determined that the subject's soul becomes umbrally changed or stagnant during the process. This stagnation of the soul has the effect of diluting the sense of self, rendering the subject vulnerable to the will of the icon, and thoughts of whom come to consume their entire existence. In this manner, do the corrupted become worshippers of the icon, their prayers serving to further empower the entity. Having discerned the mechanism of the iconic corruption, my colleagues and I set out to develop a material capable of shielding one from the effects, an endeavor in which we were successful, albeit of great cost. In the course of testing, many of my assistants, good men and women, all fell victim to corruption, and in the accordance of protocol, they were summarily put to death. I subsequently, well, that's not it, submitted a proposal to investigate potential cures for corruption, but it was rejected, deemed non-essential by Lord Amon. Though I knew it would be fruitless, I protested the decision, and for my impertinence, I have been stripped of rank and title, and will shortly be expelled from this facility. In all likelihood, this report will be expunged from the archives. Nonetheless, I recorded on the hope that one day, someone will undertake to do that which I could not, and find a cure for the victims of iconic corruption. End recording. So not even Alligans were able to find a cure, or rather, were not given the chance to do so. One cannot help but wonder what motivated Lord Amon's decision. More importantly, this confirms that stagnation of the soul is indeed the problem, and Angelo can remedy that. True, yet were we simply to reanimate the tempered soul, I fear it would do naught to diminish the individual's fanatical faith. Indeed, it may well intensify it. No, we will somehow need to suppress the primal's hold over the subject at the same time, or risk them ever remaining its thrall. But of course, memory transference. The process has the effect of compartmentalizing memories, separating them into manageable bundles, if you will. By adapting the technique, it may be possible to archive selective reanimation, that is, limit the effect to only those memories that existed prior to tempering. Though thus restoring the sense of self, we could theoretically drown out the incitements of false faith which had come to dominate the individual's thoughts. I see. The theory seems sound, and our experiments treating the light corrupted would help us identify suitable memories for reanimation. But are you confident that you can adapt the memory transference as required? I seem to recall your attempts to do so while trying to bring us home culminated in literal bloodletting. They did. You are right. Despite my best efforts, I could not recreate the mechanism, and I concede that rather clumsy compromise I reached would not provide the basis of a cure. Then perhaps it's better we consider another approach. Your doubts are understandable, but this time I believe we have reason to be confident. You see, nodes such as this were built with the ability to simulate magics, which lead me to believe that it is capable of performing simulations of the transference technique. If so, we would be able to conduct years' worth of tests within the space of a few days. In theory, it would be no different from when we identified a password, but it'll take more calculating power. A lot more. I honestly couldn't say whether our equipment would be up for the task. Tell me, Sid, why did you suppose Owen locked his report behind a password? To keep prying eyes, of course. Why else? Wait, a password that could be guessed by anyone with leisure, and a dictionary wouldn't help it from a person minded to look. No, he wanted his report to be seen by those who strive for freedom. Not unlike the members of a certain distinguished engineering collective. I believe their motto was freedom through technology, or some such. You two, round up as many Magitech terminals as you can find and bring them to the workshop. Right away, Chief! Things are about to get very busy. Luckily, we have you to help, eh? Right. While Grahatia and I configure the terminals, I want the rest of you to procure supplies. Namely, ceruleum, the fuel of the terminals of ice... Ceruleum to fuel the terminals and ice shards to keep them cool. The more we have of both, the better. Leave the ice shards to me. I'll round up some adventures and go on a gathering spree. In that case, I trust Rio and Alize to the ceruleum. Here's a promissory note for each of you. Take him to the Sky Steel manufacturer in Ishgard and the ceruleum processing plant in Thanalan. The people there will give you what you need. Yours is an all-known face to the Holy See, I believe. If it's all the same to you, I'll head to Thanalan. Sounds good to me. Goodbye. Unfortunately, my return spot is not Foundation anymore. I can spend $300, it's fine. Get out of here. Welcome back, Mistress Rio. How may I serve you this day? Give me your ceruleum, bitch. So you are after ceruleum. In that case, please present your note to our engineer at the airship landing. He shall be glad to assist you. Sure. No, that's not what I wanted. I want this one. Ceruleum, you've come to the right man. Fair warning though, the price has shot up on the account of uncertainty in the Empire, so I hope you've got the coin. I don't need it. Well now, promissory note from the Ironworks. Don't see many of these days. Not that it's a problem, it's good as gold to me. Yeah.
My friend! After the disappointment of not seeing you in Alamigo, what good fortune to chance upon you here of all places. As you may have heard, the Allied nations are making a renewed effort to address the primal problem. To that end, have I invited the chieftain of the Vanu to Ishgard, that we might together plot a course. Since the war with the Empire appears to be nearing its conclusion, I would also like to call upon Estinian's lance. Alas, he is, as ever, a difficult man to find.
Yes, he is.
I am informed he recently paid a visit to the Rising Stones. Should he happen to do so again, be sure to pass on my regards, won't you? But tell me, What business brings you to our fair city this day?
I'm getting ceruleum. We're gonna go build a machine thingy.
A cure for tempering. You never cease to amaze me. Until now, our only hope has been prevention, our every failure irrevocable. But this would rewrite the rules of engagement. It could end the cycle of bloodshed.
So excited.
Very well. You shall have all the ceruleum we can provide, and an airship with which to transport it. In this matter, you may count on Ishgard's full support.
Bye, Emmerich.
Oh, who would have thought ceruleum weighed so much? Serves me right for being stubborn, I suppose. I should have just done what you did and accepted help.
Good work, you two. This is all we asked for and more. Quite a lot more now that I look at it. Lord Emmerich, eh? And entirely by chance. Ha! Some people have all the luck.
It's true. It's almost like it's written for me.
We have also succeeded in configuring the terminals, thanks in no small part to our able assistant.
It's been a while, hero. You seem surprised to see me. Lest you misunderstand, I've no interest in such things as cures for tempering. But if you mean to achieve that which eluded even the storied Allagans, it seemed plain that you would require my expertise. And so it proved. Is that not right, Garland?
For all the effort it took to track you down after your latest disappearing act, you could find the cure for death, and it wouldn't be worth the trouble.
That wasn't the only reason I agreed to cooperate. I'm reliably informed that Garland and I are destined to unravel the secrets of travel not only across dimensions, but through time. Doubtless the lion's share of the credit lies with me. 9 parts to Garland's 1.
God.
And this research will be a stepping stone to that illustrious achievement.
Very well then. I'll do 1/10 of the work. Just the part that's beyond you.
Whatever you say, Garland.
Right. If everyone's ready, let's begin. All appears to be in order. Now, we just have to wait for it to find us our magic. Why not take this opportunity to put your feet up? This may take a while.
Sid is more gristled than I remember. Why am I sitting like that?
Damn it. It's overloading.
Chief! She won't last much longer!
We'll have to shut it down.
Wait! We're close! So very close!
Oh.
Well, this is going swimmingly.
I'm not gonna do a damn
Please,
thing about
a
it.
moment longer. I beg you. There! I was able to memorize the magic before it faded. It still needs to be put to the proof, but I believe we have our cure.
It's just as well. She'll never run again.
The fault is mine. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It may fall short of dimension hopping, but a cure for tempering is not to be sniffed at. This, my friend, is a world-changing discovery. One we're proud to have had a hand in. A few Magitech terminals are a pittance to pay.
Thank you.
Well, we've done what we can. The rest is up to you.
Nice. Well, we blew up all the computers. Go team. At long last, we have our cure. In theory, at any rate, we cannot be certain until such time we put it to the proof, but I'm quietly confident. Quietly, I think it's rather. Well, if we're going to test it on someone, then I suggest Gabu. His symptoms are relatively mild. Yes, as long as we exercise due caution, it will be fine. Without further ado, let's make our way for Limsa. We've kept Gabu waiting long enough. It's Gabu. It's weird. They don't say it Gabu, it's like Gabu. I don't know. Stupid. Well, this is the moment of truth. I'll have our host bring out Gabu to us at once.
Apologies for the wait.
Gabu, have you been good?
Still no change, I'm afraid. He just stands there in silence until we move him.
It's all right now. We're going to help you get better.
Fancy meeting you here.
Alphino Yushtola! I thought you were attending to primal matters.
This is Primal Matters.
We were, and came here for a meeting on the subject. Certain pirate factions did not deign to attend, however, and it was cancelled.
We had resigned ourselves to having wasted a journey when we chanced to espy you. Could it be that there has been progress with the treatment? Using Magitech terminals to formulate the solution. I would never have contemplated such an approach.
So this new magic, adapted from memory transference, would be used to purge the subject of their fanatical faith, while Angelo would be responsible for reanimating the ether of their soul. Yet I wonder at the practicalities. If one were to reanimate the soul first, it would only serve to exacerbate the tempering. Conversely, a stagnant soul would not respond to the effects of the magic. Would both need to be performed simultaneously?
Nothing escapes Master Matoya's inquiring eye. As you say, both must be carried out simultaneously. And thus, I propose to imbue Angelo with the tempering treatment in much the same manner as I did the spirit vessels.
By doing so, we also spare Graha the trouble of casting spell after spell. It's really rather efficient.
Be that as it may, certain difficulties are unavoidable. The imbuing process will still require no small amount of ether. And, as I can no longer draw upon the Crystal Tower's stores of energy, I will be compelled to rely on those of others.
Well, I, for one, would be glad to assist.
As would I. Since the resumption of our duties, it has been naught but stuffy meetings, and I have ample ether to spare.
Excellent. With your permission, then, let us begin. Yes, this will do. And now, it's my turn. Tis done.
No small amount indeed.
Well, we seek to go where even the Allegans did not. It was never like to be easy. The rest is up to you, Alize. The treatment itself will take time and focus, so we will need a quiet room. I'm sure our hosts can spare one. I will go with her. It may be a while before we return, so I would ask for your patience and your faith.
We'll bring Gabu back. You see if we don't.
'Twould seem our part is played. Let us find a place to recuperate while we wait for news.
Nice. Well, this seems as good a spot as any to have a rest. Sure.
For years, Eorzea has labored to find a solution to the primal problem, without success. Any hope that tempering could be reversed faded long ago. I myself had given it up as impossible. Given up on the tempered and the light-corrupted alike. They were problems to be tolerated, or else eliminated, I believed. And to think otherwise was pure naivety. Childishness, even.
Whether that ever stopped you?
But Alize refused to give up. She struggled and she struggled. And her efforts were rewarded with a way to bring back Halric. And now countless others may no longer be beyond salvation. However much we bicker, I have the greatest respect for my sister. Had I half her stubbornness, nay, her unwillingness to accept the state.
Oop, fuck. He admires her. And she admires him.
She told you of my graduation thesis. How very embarrassing. Nonetheless, it is comforting and not a little surprising to hear that I'm still capable of impressing my sister. On the rare occasions I'm not annoying her, that is.
So dramatic.
Alize, are you all right?
The treatment. Did it work?
Oh, I'm so glad to see you all. Delighted, happy, glad.
Gaboo!
This thing has a voice and it's so weird. I mean, I know it would, but like...
All this time, my mind was filled with thoughts of Great Father Titan. But I never forgot about Mother and Father. Always, they were in my heart. Constantly, ever, always. So I tried to focus on their faces. Theirs and yours. Alize's and everyone's. And I found that I could remember. One thing, then another, and another.
Your hopes reached Gaboo. they helped him to hold on.
I'm so proud of you, Gabu.
I couldn't have done it without you, Alize. Can you help the others too? Cure them, heal them, help them?
Yes, we can. All of them.
Without wishing to dampen the mood, I feel compelled to add certain caveats regarding the viability of the treatment for general use. As you know, reversing the effects of tempering demands a profuse amount of ether. And while Alize was able to heal Gabu alone, I fear the same will not be true for those who exhibit more advanced symptoms. Moreover, the treatment's effects are limited to the soul. It offers no succor to those whose very flesh has been altered through prolonged exposure to a primal's influence. All of which is to say that we cannot save everyone.
Maybe we can't, or maybe we can. No one gave us a hope of saving Gabu, and yet here we are. We must find a way to treat as many as possible.
Then the next logical step would be to produce a veritable army of Porkses, would it not?
Yet there is an authority on familiars to whom we may grudgingly turn. She's stubborn, haughty, eccentric, irascible, laconic, annoying. And her name is Master Matoya, the real one.
I have to go now, Gabu. But the people here will look after you, all right? And I promise to come and visit you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Alize. Thank you.
Bye, little rat man. I like Matoya. Seeing her again will be fun. Money! As she will be at pains to remind me, I have not paid Master Matoya a visit since returning to from the first. But this seems as good a time as any. Come, let us make our way for her cave. Oh, now this I can return to. Let's go. Which I think I need to change it again from Idleshire, because I think no, I'm not done. I still have deliveries to do there. Once I max the deliveries out there, then I'll move. Because there are 2 delivery places here for crafting. I have gotten a little more into crafting on this character. I've gotten to the point where I can make something. That is the whole point of me getting into crafting, but I have to do some grinding in some maps. Unfortunately, you can only get 1 treasure map a day, and I don't know how much of the material I get from the map, so should test it out. I do have one. I take it you're ready to bear witness to the joyous reunion of master and pupil. Very well.
Nary a word from you all this time, then you bring every man and his pirogo with you. Did no one teach you any manners, girl?
They were too busy teaching me etherology, Master. Jesting aside, I wanted to be the one to express our gratitude. I am told you spared no effort to sustain our bodies while we were away. And for that, we owe you our lives.
You were gone so long. I was starting to think you'd set your heart on staying.
It wasn't easy to leave, as it happens. Seldom does one have the opportunity to study other worlds, and I would not have minded extending my stay by a handful of years.
Ever the scholar. Y'shtola dedicated herself to studying ancient civilizations of the First, befriending a tribe known as the Knights Blessed in the process. There she took on the name of Matoya and won the respect of all the children of the forest.
How's it feel to get thrown under the bus?
I merely adopted an alias in accordance with the custom of my hosts. Yours just happened to be the first name that came to mind.
You mean to tell me you went gallivanting about using my name and only bother to visit when you need a favor? And don't pretend you don't. I taught you long enough.
Indeed. And devoted pupil that I am, I could not fail to recall my master's sage advice. When the answer eludes you, look to the wisdom of your elders.
You there. Were you going to introduce yourself?
How remiss of me. Grahatia is my name, and I'm proud to call myself a scion. I too wish to offer my gratitude for your invaluable aid in sustaining the Archon's bodies, as well as my apologies. It was my inexpert summoning spell which endangered their lives in the first place.
Ah, yes. The one bent on digging up the mysteries of Alag. Old Galaf used to speak of you. And...
Oop, my bad.
Do you have a bad back or something? At ease, boy. Whatever mess you've made. I'm not in the habit of dwelling on the failings of the younger generation.
You are too kind. I've also heard much and more about you, Master Matoya. 'Tis an honor to finally make your acquaintance.
Well, that's more than enough pleasantries for anyone. Tell me what you want. I haven't got all day. So that's the way of it. It should be a simple enough matter to make the familiar. The magic, on the other hand.
Ah, that you may leave to me. Being the only one possessed of royal blood, I alone can imbue the subject with the necessary magic.
So I just need to create porxes with the power to stir the soul. Just, I say. Though we're talking about a veritable herd of the little buggers. We'd collapse before we reached double figures. But if I could get a familiar to create the familiars, a mother Porksy, as it were. Seems I haven't seen the last of that moldy old hole after all.
Dungeon time. Alright, off to my old workshop then. Everything required to make your familiar is there. That may be, but no one has set foot in there since the Exodus. I dread to imagine what has become of it. Oh, there's sure to be a handful of feral familiars and mayhap a monster or two, but nothing to trouble the likes of you. You can consider the cleaning up as a place payment for my help. Fine. Oh, fine. We'll do it. Good girl. Now, if there are no other objections, I suggest you run along to the Maker's Quarter. I'll send one of my porogos. Porogos? Ahead to let you into the workshop. You need only to tell them who you are. One cannot be too careful, after all. Off you go. Alright. Gotta get over Alexander and his fat butt. I don't remember which building it is. I think it's the furthest one, yeah. Of course it is. Why would it be anywhere nearby? Greetings, Ribbit. Then welcome to the Good Mistress's Relic. Pororogo is my name, and I am honored to be your guide. And within, you'll find the space dedicated to making of familiars. Along with the cavern wherein the required ingredients may be had. I must warn you, however, the place has not played host to a single soul, much less a broom, in the last 15 years, and will, I regret, be in some disarray. But rest assured, my brothers and I shall see it to that you do not lose your way. Now then, Ribbit, only say the word and I'll show you in. See if we can't get Party Finder. Sea of Sacrifice. I don't even know what the Sea of Sacrifice is. But apparently I have it. Oh, Seat of Sacrifice. Oh! I mean, that's a fun one. The hunt. If this takes too long, I'll just go in with NPCs. I don't want to be here all day. And this one's not hard at all. This is a pretty easy dungeon. Oh man. And after this we got 1, 2... Oh, I should check... I need to check something. Videos... Okay, I need to check when to stop. So, nope. Shush. Okay, we start the next video at Speak with Alize at Camp Lookout. Okay. Which means after this we have 3 more. That's not bad. Alright, this is taking too long. Never mind, god damn it. Oh fuck. I wonder who's online. Why are you a alchemist at Rezahan? Oh well. She has terrible connection anyways, so I'm not gonna ask her. Bippity boppity boo. Slump. Oh shit, now I'm stuck in this hell. Ugh. The vault. Oh. No! Actual fucking trauma right now. Not the vault. This is taking too long. Oh, the vault got filled up. Oh, see, the sacrifice is about to be filled up too. Fuck. No, it's been 6 minutes. You know what? We'll go on a BRB. I know I'm not streaming this, but I'm not gonna stop and edit. I'm not editing this, so I'm gonna take my dog out. You'll be fine. Alright. Nothing has happened since I left. I might just tell him I'm gonna take NPCs. What if I did? So I can take NPCs. Okay. Thanks. Alright, yeah, we're just gonna take NPCs. It's taking too fucking long. Oh, I don't feel good about that. Hold on. Oh, I want a healer. There you go.
I stand ever ready.
I was like, I'm not taking Y'shtola. I don't even like her. Yeah, that's taking too long. Let's just get this over with. I need this to be over there.
Right. To begin with, I need you to gather a few ingredients. Listen well to what the Porogos say, or you'll wish you had.
Alright, let's go. Me as tank, it makes us go faster anyways. Oops, wrong button.
Leave the healing to me.
Should I leave the healing to you? Actually, this is going pretty well. The fact that they can handle a double pull is pretty nice. Wrong way. Fuck. Okay. Okay. I don't understand why I can't just be revived. Babies. God. Fine, we'll kill most of them and then move on. Get over here.
Focus. Release!
You underestimate me!
Leave the healing to me.
Just die already. Oh, really?
Allow me.
You underestimate me!
Usually don't fuck that mechanic up.
Burn.
Let's give them a show!
I got a vuln stat for that? Okay. I was gonna say, how do I get out of here? That usually goes faster when you don't have NPCs. That means I'm not looking forward to the boss. Although, it's like a trade-off. Like, you get less damage, but they know the mechanics. I've had someone fail the same mechanic like 8 times in a row, and I'm like, are you sure this isn't a bot? Like, I don't actually understand.
Focus. Release! Allow me.
Whee! This is quite a bit of fish. I'm gonna not. Man, these fish are pretty hardy. Sorry, I itch my ear. There we go. I guess I could tell a
Allow
story.
me.
Oh god, you were right in my ear hole. So like before I started recording this, I did Tower of Zot, which is in Endwalker. I did it with a friend because she needed to do it, but her internet connection is so fucking bad. Anyway, we had to like exit the dungeon in order to go back in with different classes because she was playing healer, and not only was she not very good at the healer, her connection was like really bad. So we were like, fuck it. And also the rando with us was like, I gotta go. So we're like, that's fine. Anyway, so I was Gunbreaker. My other friend who was helping out turned to Sage, and then we put her on Red Mage. Well, her and the Sage ended up dying halfway through the final boss. So it's me and the fucking rando, what were they playing? Dancer. So Dancer has heals, or a heal, you know, it's nothing. It's not nothing, but it's not much. And so it's me and this Dancer, and I'm popping regen, I'm putting shit, like, I tried to get, some some mitigation on them. I just didn't get it in time and they ended up dying, and the boss had like an eighth, which is significant if you're by yourself and a tank, and not a very good tank. Like, I'm not saying Gunbreaker's bad, in fact I think it's great. In fact I think it's better than Dark Knight. It's got more DPS, I think its mitigation is just better and more clever. So, we're gonna bring this back here. Aim it a little bit better so it doesn't hit them. I'm gonna put you here. Anyway, ended up winning, but like it was taking so long because I was just by myself. You bitch. You wasted half my shit. Damn it, I missed.
Allow me.
Anyway.
Focus. Release.
Anyway, it was pretty clutch, because honestly, oh, I did not want to do it again. And if you haven't done Tower of Zot, it has 3 people you have to fight in the boss, and you have to do it in a certain order. Fucking nightmare. It was pretty fun though. Bring it this way, pop it between them. But yeah. I was like, you know you can still cast, damn. She just sits there, it's fucking wild. It was fun. I mean, it wasn't fun, but we got through it. One more frog. Hoping I can just grab everything and go. Got pretty low there for a second. Alright. Yeah, definitely not gonna move on from this spot. Too many slimes. Alright.
Stubborn.
Yeah, these things are taking forever to die. Let me through! I got sleepy all of a sudden. But I still have like 3 more quests after this. Oh. Oh shit, wasn't paying attention, I was yawning. That's right, we should be on the boss now, right? Yep, it's boss time.
Right then, let's get this over with. Newborns are wont to be difficult. Sure, who's in charge?
Beat that baby. Push its soft spot in. Alright, let's get it done. Oh shit, no, no, no!
Allow me.
You underestimate me!
Protect me!
we go. Beat the shit out of that infant. There we go. And
There we are. Quite tame.
Then all that remains is for me to imbue her with the magic. My friends, I'm afraid I must trouble you for your ether once more. That should suffice.
Good. Let's set her to work then, shall we? I want to see some porkses. Assuming that is, someone can spare the requisite energy. A mere drop in the ocean for the great sorceress Matoya, I dare say. Excellent. Our very own litter of Angelos. And we can make as many more as we want, simply by providing the Mother Porksy with additional ether.
I will require a moment before I try again.
It's still hard work, but a damn sight more efficient than making them one by one. Thank you, Master Matoya. Everyone, we're a step closer to our goal.
Distributed amongst the allied nations, they should do much to facilitate closer dialogue with the beast tribes. And given their present travails, I believe our friends in Limsa Laminsa should be the first beneficiaries.
Agreed. Though I must leave this errand to you. I doubt my legs will carry me out of the cave, much less to Vilbrand. Thank you for taking the lead in gathering the ingredients. I expect you would benefit from a rest too.
In addition to the Porksies, I trust you've gained an inkling of how much effort goes into the creation of familiars. Or mayhap you attribute your struggles to old age.
If I said yes, would it persuade you to treat me like an adult?
Not with that pertness, it wouldn't. Anyway, Assuming you have no other favors to ask, I shall be leaving.
Oh, I have no idea why I'm doing that. He's right here in front of me. Least you wonder, Master Matoya has returned to her cave with Y'shtola. They were as peas of the pod, are they not? I wonder what that was about. Yeah. Alright, we got 3 more to go. Well then, my friends, let us return to Limsa Leminza and deliver the good news to the Admiral. A word to her officer at the Bulwark Hall should be suffice to secure an audience. Time to go to Limsa Leminza. Too many syllables. Alas. Should be fine. Wait, this way. Why, Rio, ever a welcome sight. Tidings for the Admiral, you say? She's president. She's got guest or some shit, damn. Oh my god, this hair on my face. Get out of here. I see it. Get out of here. Oh, let's see if I can do her voice. It's been a while. Ah, my friends. What brings you here this day? I'm trying. We brought the cure for tampering. Is this true? By the Navigator, a cure for tempering. As often as I've been in awe of you scions, I would not have thought it possible. And yet it is, Admiral. We have done it. Here in Limsa, the production of more familiars has already begun. You have my thanks, truly. This will do much to advance the cause of peace, yet I fear it will take more to close the rift twixt man and beastman. But even to speak thus divides us. Welcome as it is, a cure will not guarantee reconciliation between our peoples, for though the summoning and the temper may serve to fuel the conflict, they are but symptoms of it. If we are to resolve the primal problem once and for all, we must address the cause. We must strive for a mutual understanding and find a way to leave our bloody past behind. 'Twas I who moved the Alliance to renew its push for peace. Since our ancestors came to these shores some 7 centuries past, we Limsans have been at odds with those who share our island home. Save for a brief moment of cooperation with the kobolds, our history has been one of nigh constant territorial squabbling. Damn. Meanwhile, our struggle with the Sahagin for control over the seas has only grown fiercer, a matter made worse by the thrice damned calamity driving them to seek new spawning grounds. With survival at stake, each had no choice but to fight, and so I dismissed peace as impossible. Impossible is a word coined by the weak, I proclaimed to all who would listen, and then gave up. You and yours put me to shame. Since you led us here to victory against the Black Wolf, you have achieved impossible again and again and again. And I thought it high time that I followed suit, hence my proposal for the Alliance Council. But no sooner did I reach out to our neighbors in Vinbran than my own people sought to thwart me. You speak of the pirates who failed to attend the meeting. I, acting through a friendly faction among the kobolds, we had intended to seek an audience with the prominent patriarch. But the bloody executioners would not hear of it, and their absence sent a message to the rest. Though they are but one of the three pirate powers, they are the greatest, and any attempt of peace would flounder without them. I did not mean to hit my microphone. I am given to understand that their leader, Captain Hilifir, has been bedridden for some time, with an ailment of the lungs. Correct. In his absence, his right hand leads a man of Sicard, but recently risen to prominence among the ranks. Save for his disdain for authority, little is known about him. We have invited him to speak with us more than once, but he will not come. I have tasked the Yellow Jackets and the Rogues with uncovering his motives, but they have learned naught of any value. Oops, I meant to say leave it to us. We have a nose for truth. Whatever this Sicard wants, I'm sure we'll find out. Truly, I would be much obliged. I shall look forward to hearing what you have learned. Good luck. Oh my god, I cannot read. I'm also getting tired. And I have to do this in like 4 more hours. Again, but in Endwalker. Because that's how far I am. Alright. By the way of first step, I suggest we split up and make inquiries around town. Someone must know this Sicard. If you could approach the pirates, Ryoyo, the rest of us will seek out merchants and adventurers. Because I'm fucking bloody scared of pirates. I'm a little bitch. If you could approach the yeah, I already said that. Please click when I say... Please click when I click. I don't know. I guess the Marauders Guild? Yeah, this is talking to him. So if you do, the quest in the Firmament, you get to talk to this guy's dad, because he's an Ishgardian lord. He actually ends up showing up here, but he never, they never see each other, so he doesn't know his son is here. But they actually make like a trade deal with his pirates without him knowing that that's his son the whole time. It's kind of sad, but also like his son ran away because it was so like horrible in Ishgard for and stuffy, and he just wanted to be free. Curious about Sakkad, are you? As am I, my friend. As am I. Sadly, I know nothing of the man, save for the bloody executioners experienced a marked improvement in their fortunes after his promotion. Quite how he achieved this is a matter of some debate. As you know, the Theliocracy permits us to attack only Garlean vessels, yet these have all but vanished from the sea since the Empire turned it upon itself. In order to adapt, we Krakens have taken to trading with the East, but the executioners are far less forward-looking, and I cannot imagine that they would be willing to abandon the old ways. So how then are they lining their coffers? Whatever their secret, they are not to like share with the rivals, but mayhap you will have more luck. Thanks. Oh, it's kind of fucking far, but fuck it, we're going up to go to a crystal. I do not like the crystal placement in some of these locations. They are not very good. You wanna know about Sakkad? He's a wily bugger, is he? What is... God, I cannot read. Found some clever way to make coin and saying he traded it for Muniscape place of whole... What the fuck are you saying? There was a time we raised the executioners for a pick of the Empire's fleet, but now Garleans are gone, and with them, them days. Them days with them. Jesus. Owing to which we've all had to look for other ways to make ends meet. With that jumped out Bile Rat Sakkar landed at the juiciest whatever it may be. Not that we sirens are struggling, mind. We do well enough guarding fishing boats from fishbacks and other beasties. Get the first pick of the produce for your trouble, see? Quality stuff at a bargain price. And we pass this to our sisters who cannot sail on account for getting old and wounded or with child, and they cook it up and sell it for a pretty profit. Aww. Oh, I miss the old days, don't get me wrong, but when I see the girls with their little ones, I think myself, a life of peace and quiet ain't all bad. Alright. Speak with Alphino, wherever the fuck he is. Is he right below? Yeah, he is. Then I'll just walk. Take the stairs. Blah, blah, blah. Are the stairs on the other side? That's what's actual shit. Stairs are on the other side. Alright, there we go. I see everyone has returned. Now, who would like to go first? So, Just as the Imperial prey began to disappear, Sakar turned the executioner's fortunes around with some mysterious new source of income. Whatever it is, it's nothing to scoff at. According to the tavern keeper I spoke to, the crew has been indulging themselves as never before, but no amount of drink seems to loosen their tongues as to how they're coming about their coin. For my part, I spoke with the reporter of the Harbour Herald, a publication that's been investigating the secret of the executioner's good fortune and making little headway. Plainly, the executioners do not wish the nature of their business to be made. And I think I may know why. In the course of making inquiries on Harker's Alley, an interesting fact came to light. Just as the executioners began to enjoy better fortunes, the price of crystals went into a sharp decline. A sudden fall in demand, I was told. Curious, I contacted Hoary Boulder, who had been watching the movements of the beast tribes, and my suspicions were proven correct. Despite ever-worsening relations between the beast tribes and the Thaliocracy, neither Titan nor Leviathan have been made an appearance of late, suggesting that the Kobolds and Sahagin lack the means in which to summon them. Do you mean to say the executioners are divesting them of their crystals? All indications point to that conclusion, yes. Though we have no hard evidence yet, we must investigate further. I agree, so how do we proceed? Oh, I have an idea about that. In fact, I have already taken the liberty of making certain provisions. Alright. You gonna... okay, you gonna... Some more. During my inquiries, a disgruntled merchant informed me of a wholesaler of crystals who recently arrived in Limsa Lamenza, offering wares of prices far undercutting the competition. After asking around, I was able to gain an introduction and, well, will shortly be posing as a potential buyer, in the bid to establish the crystal's provenance. This man is due to be at Ocean's Embrace in Lower Lanasia shortly. Lucia. I don't know how to say that, I'm gonna be honest. I suggest we make our way there at once. Wait, we can just go... Wait. This way. Wait, let's go to the crystal. I don't understand, I'm too dumb. I'm very stupid. Nope. That'll do it. Hello, Thancred. It's just someone playing as Thancred. That appears to be our merchant. Wish me luck. Wait. If he's truly in league with the bloody executioners, he will surely be wary of those allied to the Admiral. The Scions, not least of all. Compared to you and Rio's, mine is an unfamiliar face. Let me play the role of the buyer. Graha's right. And even if you aren't recognized on sight, you look too genteel to be mixing with society's underbelly. Genteel? But very well. I leave it to you, Graha. Got business with me, cat boy. You are a crystal wholesaler. That I am, but you're no merchant, so what you want crystals for? Don't look at us, you idiot. You'll give yourself away. Oh, I see. You're a weaponsmith, am I right? You need crystals to make staffs like the fine specimen you got there. That's right. I am indeed a weaponsmith, and I need naught but the finest materials. Did you show me your wares? Well, I don't usually invite just anybody to our storehouse. It takes time to establish trust, you understand? Look, I have a large and urgent commission, and if the quality is satisfactory, I will not quibble over the price. Alright, it's plain no ordinary crystal adorning your staff, so I'll make an exception. Come with me. You fucking idiot. It seems to be working. Well, let's follow them. Yeah, seems is the word. For sure. Graha, you're kinda dumb. You're just kinda stupid. No offense. They went inside that tunnel, quietly now. You won't find any finer, especially not for the price. Indeed, I would expect to pay more than double for such a quality. How did they possibly be so cheap? And nothing unlawful about them. If that's what you worry, they're from Ogamoro, if you take my meaning. Stuff's as pure as it gets. You won't be disappointed, so how much you want? Ogamoro, taken from the kobolds just as we suspected. That's enough. Shut your gobs and turn around slowly. I'm Sakad, acting captain of the Bloody Executioners. No need to introduce yourselves. We know who you are, scions. And we also know that you've been chatting up the Admiral. Got eyes and ears everywhere, you see. Coming with being a true pirate the only true pirate crew left in Limsa. So you established that you ain't here to buy crystals. The question is, what are you here for? You are bold to reveal yourself without knowing our objective, but that would explain your swift rise to power. You have spoken plain, so I shall return the favor. We've come here to learn why the bloody executioners opposed the Admiral's will. And we have our answers. Should Limsa Laminsa make peace with the kobolds, you would lose your source of newfound wealth. That's right. Just to remind you though, we ain't breaking any rules here. The law forbids us from attacking any vessel not flying the Imperial flag, but it says nothing about beastmen. Only reason we keep our operation nice and quiet so we don't have anyone taking our business. Wait. Just listen to the end, will ya? For what it's worth, I have the highest respect for you and yours, her especially. While the Maelstrom were worrying about dirting the fancy red clobber, you lot stormed Ugamoro and battered Bleatin' Titan himself. Raise a log to you when I heard the news. And now we're following in your footsteps, making sure the beastmen never summon the stinking gods again. Practically your successors we are. When there's still Imperial ships about, we did our bit for Limsa and went after them. But when the Garleans are gone and no one's left to ply our trade except the beastmen, so let us have that, eh? It's only fair. Contentious though some may find your views, it is true you have broken no laws. That being so, I see no reason why you should not state your case directly to the Admiral's face, unless the acting captain is only true pirate crew left, and Limsa has other cause to hide in a cave. Well said indeed. Alright, I'll meet with the Admiral. I'll even provide a venue. The Estacilia, or the Stalicia. I trust you won't turn down an invitation. I thought myself a hunter, but it turns out I was the prey. A timely reminder that a pirate's powers in Limsa Laminsa are not to be trifled with. But all's well as ends well. Grauhatia's timely provocation had the desired effect. If Sicard had agreed to a meeting, let us hurry back to Limsa Laminsa and pass his invitation on to the Admiral. Sure. Sounds Gucci gang. And this is the last quest of this recording. Although I think we have to get a little bit into the Great Ship. So, which is the quest after this, the Great Ship of Villabran. I think this one's mostly a cutscene anyways. What am I doing? It's right fucking up here. Welcome back, my friends. What news? So they have been stealing crystals from the kobolds. My thanks for solving the mystery, and securing a meeting besides. Suffice to say, I accept Sakkad's invitation and I would have you join me as my guest. The future of Limsa hangs upon the outcome of this meeting, and I would have the Scions present to bear witness. Then let's go. I think this one's voiced.
Look who's come crawling! Traitor!
Oops.
You can shove your piece!
Welcome aboard, Admiral. I'll wager you don't remember me. Sakkad, acting captain of the bloody executioners, at your service.
'Twas kind of you to invite us. Now, if Captain Hillfear has a message for me, I bid you speak it.
We have just the one demand. That you forget this bilge about making peace with the Beastmen. Ours is a nation of pirates. Always has been, always will be. Deny us our right to plunder, and you deny who we are.
Too bloody right! Pirates till we die!
What we want, we take!
Piracy has no place in our future.
What'd she say?
Pirates have no place.
Our nation has prospered through piracy, 'tis true. Yet it is but one part of our long and storied history. Centuries ago, our ancestors led a failed rebellion and were driven from their homes with little more than the shirts on their backs. In fear of their lives, they sailed south until they came to these shores. Finding the land occupied by kobolds, however, they were forced to turn to piracy in order to survive. And survive they did. But not so long ago, when the Empire threatened to crush everything we'd built, we set aside piracy and joined hands with our neighbors. This too was in order to survive. And survive we did. Time after time we fought the Empire, and time after time we won. And through trade with our newfound allies, we prospered more than we ever did through pillaging and plundering. The Empire teeters on the brink of collapse. Ere long, provinces like Wurlit and Bosnia and many others will regain their freedom. When they do, our matchless fleet will lead the world in a new golden age of commerce. The tides favor us, and the ocean beckons with her vast bounty. But if we cling to the old ways, this great ship we call Limsa will trade the boundless seas for a lagoon. Shall we scorn the world's wealth for a plundered pittance then? Or shall we embrace change and thrive, like our ancestors before us? The choice is yours. But if we are to prosper in the coming age, the whole of Vilbrand must become our ship, and a kobold and Sahagin our crewmates.
Rousing words. Might even be some truth in them. But pirating's all we've ever known. And we ain't about to give it up just 'cause you say so. Still, we're all the Mincins here and no one wants a war. So where does that leave us? Long before you became Admiral, I heard you was captain of the League of Lost Bastards. That true? If so, you'd know how we pirates settle our differences.
A duel. Very well. As Admiral of Limsa Laminsa, I accept your challenge.
This ain't over! Not till one of us is dead! Finish the job! Or I will!
You done fucked up.
It's the captain!
Captain Ilfir!
Ye fool! 'Twas over afore it began.
Captain!
Seems the whelps have been yapping while their master was abed. Listen well, all of ye. Since the signing of the Galadian Accord, we all of us have been part of the same crew. The crew of the good ship Limsa Laminsa. At the helm of that ship is the Admiral. And 'tis she who decides where we sail. Was I not clear on that point? Or did you forget whose deck you stand on? Nay? Then what in the seven hells are you playing at?
It's all we know, Captain. If we ain't pirates, what are we?
You're bloody idiots is what you are.
You're an idiot sandwich.
With your own lives ahead of ye. Ye can do anything ye want. Be anything you want. We're pirates, aye. And we pirates love our loot. But that ain't our first love. Our first love is the sea. The sea! And what she brings us. Freedom! So hold fast to that. Let the brine-crusted husk that stands before you now be the last of them as knew naught save out of steel. And make of yourselves a new breed of pirate! Lad, I made ye me right hand 'cause I saw something in ye. and I still do. You have the makings of a captain. All you lack's the belief. Well now, it seems we're of one mind after all. Apologies for the misunderstanding, Admiral. We're with ye, wherever ye be headed.
You have my thanks, Hilfir.
Your choice of dueling pistol did not escape my notice. Good old Annihilator. Ender of many a proud pirate's voyage. Mistbeard's vanished into legend, and it won't be long before I take my rest in the depths. Yet be that as it may, the old ways can only truly die when we've dealt the Empire the telling blow. There'll be stormy seas ahead, no doubt. But I'm trusting ye to steer us through to the other side.
Though I had anticipated a duel, I did not foresee that Hilford would intervene. But full glad I am that he did. 'Twould have been a shame to kill the boy. Instead, the whelp has learned a valuable lesson, and we have made peace among ourselves. All that remains is to do likewise with our neighbors. I don't really got which one. Alright, we still have to take this. And then get to a certain point in this quest line. Or this quest. Good. Or what? Rather. Oh shit! We're still in auto! And so, in meeting we seek to arrange that with the kobolds, I would have you free their leader of Titan's influence. Leave it to us. We will open his ears to reason. You have my thanks. Ere we proceed, there's something you should know. Some 50 years passed when the Sahagin swam out of at our holes in even greater numbers. Limsa entered into a covenant with the kobolds. To men shall the bounty of the sea, to kobolds shall the bounty of the land. An obstinately equitable arrangement, conspicuously lacking in detail. Inadvertently or not, the wording was ambiguous, and we took advantage of it, moving to claim that the northern reaches of La Nacia, with the kobolds, believed theirs. Bloodshed followed, then bloodshed to answer the bloodshed, and so on it went. Till every ilm of Vilbur bore the stain of our conflict. This is not history, you understand. It is the present, fresh and raw, and with their kindred's blood yet on our hands, we will struggle to regain the kobolds' trust, even should we cure their tempered. Admiral, you speak of obstacles we are like to encounter at the meeting, but as things stand, I see no reason why the kobolds would agree to a meeting in the first place. And so we must provide a reason. I will restore the stolen crystals to them and personally deliver the cargo along with my apologies. Fate. But they would welcome us into their midst, not to speak of peace, but to have you at their mercy. Aye. And given the wealth of crystals we bring, I'd wager they'd attempt to summon Titan then and there. There and then. Meaning the High Priest would need to be present, to whom we can administer the cure. Precisely. He is the fish I would catch. But he is not to be alone, nay. He will have guards on hand, and they will lay down their lives to protect him. Yet a single death of the kobold's side would jeopardize our chance at peace, and there my venture founders. Yet it need not. What if we were to employ the Conqueror's Chain? Though we would still have to weaken the kobolds, it would allow us to subdue them without inflicting lasting harm. An artifact Mistbeard used to take goods and not life, aye? That would serve. Well done, Marshal. So, friends, let's think of our strategy. The effects of tempering are cumulative, and we may safely assume that the High Priest's exposure to primal influence is extensive. It will therefore take a great deal of ether to reverse the effects, not to mention the time. Time in which Alisaie would be defenseless, even should we all protect her. I am not convinced we could keep up an entire army of kobolds at bay. Well, I'm happy to take that risk. It's not as if we have any other choice. Besides, it's what Tisseline would do, and I had not followed her example, we wouldn't even have a cure for tempering, much less a chance to bring peace to Vilbran. So I'm going to cure the priest, or die trying. Alright. I believe in you. And I believe in you too. You and everyone. I know you'll keep me safe. Then it's settled then. It's settled then. See to your preparations and make for Camp Overlook. We will join you on. Alright. Let's see what it says. Hello? Hello? Please load. I beg of thee. Thank you. Alright, speak with Alisaie at Camp Overlook. That is where we're gonna stop. And then the video after this is already made and already on my YouTube, so bleh. This is literally just gotta fill in the gaps that got missed. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye, everyone!